Attention racers, everyone get to your starting positions. Attention racers, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tritoncraft. The Warden Grand Prix is ready. This has been such a long build. You can also see maybe we've got some bamboo raftage, so of course we've updated to 1.20. I've also got a ton of 1.20 stuff. Probably next episode I'll show you all the fun stuff I've gotten in 1.20. You can probably guess there's some armor trims, and there's some bamboo, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I've gotten a whole bunch of 1.20 stuff, but we'll talk about that in the next episode because of course we are working on the Warden Grand Prix. Here's our starting line with 8 beautiful boats lined up here and ready to launch down our starting canal. We're just going to walk the track very briefly before we jump into one of our boats and race down the track. Now you'll see right away there's a few elements that I've added in here that I thought would look really good, and that is the Soulfire little patches here. Some areas you could just see the flames directly through the these iron bars here. We went with iron bars and then a polished wall here to top this off because two reasons. Number one, if a warden happens to spawn outside of this area, well, I want to keep the warden out of the track, but if he spawns inside of it, you got nowhere to go. He's going to stay right on the track with you, which I think is really awesome. But yeah, I added in these little Soulfire decorations. It's not something that's kind of out of the element of this area here. The big warden mouth thingy over there always has Soulfire light under it as well, so I thought it would be a nice addition to add that in here. We have Soulfire lanterns everywhere. Look at the ambiance, the dark ambiance of this racetrack. I love how you can see brightness elsewhere with the glow berries and stuff, but the track itself is relatively muted, but you can see it most of the whole way, and then you're going to have little pitfalls like this. This is actual skulk blocks. So I learned the skulk vein, this little skulk creep stuff. Oh my god, with the noise. This skull creep stuff, this actually does not slow down the boats whatsoever. It's basically just here. It's just here decorationally, but these are actual skulk blocks. Those will slow down the boat. Of course, we take our first corner here and we come around, and of course, we also have these vines that come up from the floor. In some places, I think those are really nice. You'll also notice a distinct lack of skulk shriekers. Working on this racetrack has been so maddening because the skulk shriekers constantly going off, so I removed like almost all of them from the track, and all of the ones that can summon wardens are currently like buttoned up and closed off. And we could see a nice big area of Soulfire light down here, and you can see more of it through there. You can see some wool right through there because there's one of our Skulk Shriekers. You'll also notice some really bright areas on the track like this. I said I covered most of them. You'll notice some really bright areas in the track like this, and you'll notice up above there, you can't really see it that well because I've covered it up in Skulk, but that is glass. I decided to do some little shafts of light that we're going to go... That one's inside the wall, too. I hit it inside the wall purposely. So I decided to dig up to the surface at numerous points here. You can kind of just barely make out the light up there. There's skulk veins over top of the top part here and the bottom part. And the top part, I also put some skulk creep around, so it looks like it's kind of like almost infected. Like the ancient city, like the skulk is coming up from the ancient city up above, or down below, up into the world up above. So I really love that. You'll notice on some of the corners there's some design transitions that some of them I had to leave open like this because I just felt like it would look better, and some of them are closed off like this with the iron bars going down the backs of the blocks like that. I think that looks a lot better. I really do love that. But in some areas like this, there was just no way to do anything else with this. But here's the thing, you can't get through this anyway. You can't get through here. So it's not going to really matter much anyway. Then... Can we not with the noisy noise? In here in the tunnel is one of my favorite things. So I decided instead of making the tunnels really dark that I would kind of do the flip side and that I would make them really light. There are sea lanterns hidden underneath each one of these slabbages here. A nice mixture of calcite and diorite up in here. And of course we got some skull creep and some dark oak blocks, all just kind of creeping overwood. Wait till you guys see the end tunnel. I really love that. I think it looks great. We kind of Again, I covered most of them. Those are going to be going off all the time during a race because I want the race to be like this kind of sensory overload experience, because you're going to have a lot of real ones that are going to summon Wardens. And I think we're going to probably only put a couple decoy ones in because there's enough of them that summon a Warden, and you kind of go so fast through here that you can't really appreciate all of them. There's another sun shaft up there that kind of comes down. Do you mind, sir? There's a bunch of light coming into the central structure here, so it's not necessarily lighting up the track, but it is lighting up the surrounding area. I think that looks really, really awesome here. More of the Skulk Vein all over the track. I had to completely almost destroy an entire other ancient city just to get all the Skulk Vein, which I think is really fine. That one there, we've got some wool there blocking that one. That's our last step to remove all the wool to actually do the race itself. Annoying. Then in here, of course, more of the Soulfire lights. I like that sometimes they're above and sometimes they're below. Those are just Skulk sensors, though. And then, you know, of course, we've got other natural light sources like lava and like these lights that are poking up through here. And here's the fun thing. You can know what time of day it is. You know when it's going to be nighttime because this is a very distinct dark blue. There's another one of the sun shafts up there that shines right down on this big corner right here. Coming through here was one of the interesting places. I couldn't really decide exactly how I wanted to do this, but I decided to just take all the candles out, put walls in here, stick with the same motif, and then put the candles back up on top of them. I think that looks really, really good. Very happy with that. We round this corner here. This is going to be a very tight corridor here. Really, really love this, and it's going to open back up here. Little trap right there in the... Little trap right there in the middle of the track. You can't really avoid it there. And then I think over here, yeah. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful when you're drifting through the track here because there are going to be these areas. And it's going to be tough because you can see how ambient the lighting is. You can't really tell those Skulk blocks are there. It's very, very dark. And I really love that about it. Jeez. We'll circle back down through here. I had a lot more of these Skulk blocks in here, and then I took a few test laps, and I realized I'd accidentally kind of put way too many of them to the point where, like, I want them to be hazards. I want them to slow you down. I want them to stop you periodically if you run over them, but I want you to have a good chance at avoiding them. I don't want you to constantly be running into hazards all the time because it's going to make the racetrack less fun. You know, it's going to make the racetrack less fun. Like, if you come through this corridor here and you try to hug this corner, then you're going to hit those Skulk blocks, but there's also a Skulk Shrieker right over there that's going to summon a Warden, so it's going to be really tough. It's like, if you hug this, you might avoid setting that off, but you might get caught up in the Skulk blocks. So I kind of tried to think of it that way too. Like, I didn't want it to just be hazards for hazard's sake. I wanted to be like, okay, it might slow you down, but it also might not summon a Warden. You know, so then we come through this area here, and I know I had talked about doing something with, like, you know, stalagmites or something like that, or stalactites, I should say. And I thought about it, and then I decided not to really do anything with it. There's another light shaft up above the water pit here, which I just dug this water pit here. Don't really know why. I'm going to put something in there eventually. That'll probably come in part 3 of the video. I haven't figured that out yet. You can come all the way over the backside here, which is all blue ice, so it's much faster, but you got to take that tight corner there. This is a little bit more gradual. It's much more wider. You can kind of slip right down through here and drift around back this side. Little hazard right there. Up around the back here, it's very bright back here because of all the lava. I decided not to get rid of any of it. I just decided to kind of make it work within the bounds of the track itself. And then we take this last turn here, and number one, I love this look. This shot of just, like, looking down this corridor here. We might actually have a thumbnail right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is just, I love that shot. That is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and let's do a little, boop. I just really, really love this shot coming down the final straightaway toward the tunnel that goes underneath. You go underneath this big structure here. Lots of Skulk Vein everywhere and stuff. Nice wide corridor through here. There's a couple hazards, I think, or is it just one? I think I removed, there was a couple in here. I think I removed them all. There's just the one there. And then we come down through here and into the tunnel. More of that same motif we talked about, but you get to experience on a much bigger scale here, which I think makes it even better with these nice oak cross braces here. And then you've got the nice slabbages up there holding in the lights behind them. And just some iron bars here. I didn't want to put walls in here because I thought they'd look weird. And you've got just a couple of hazards in here. You got like your little spots in here. You can see these ones much easier though. So I think they're much easier to avoid if you know what you're doing when you're coming down the corridor. And one more of these sun shafts right here. This is a nice big one, 4 blocks wide. You can see it's completely nighttime up top, I believe. Was that a star I just saw passing overhead or something? I don't know what it was. Anyway, we circle back down here and you basically are going to head down through here. And this, of course, is where you're going to go back to the starting gate. But this is your normal lap. Now, I love how dark it gets down through here. There's no lights or anything like that over there. And I love how the skulk sensors pop out a lot when it's dark. Looks really great. And, of course, we have these burning lights back there. Looks really, really amazing. And then we take this little corner here. And then bam, right there. And then bam, right there. And then we are through here. Now, I got to figure out where exactly the laps are going to reset. I would have to think it would have to be like right next to this thing. So like when you cross past, like it's like this line or something like that, like right here, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a line in there or something like that. But I think I've talked long enough about what this racetrack looks like. Let's increase the danger factor by setting loose these wardens. What do you say? Yoink! Beep, 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 boop, ba, ba. Oops. Just look how dark it gets with the darkness effect. I mean, it just darkens. Beep. Oh. Beep, boop, beep, 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 beep. All the traps are set. The ice is in place. The walls are in place. The lights are in place. Everything is in place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's race. Oh, I drifted too hard there. Oh, no. Oh, I get stuck there. I get stuck. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, you just heard a warden come in. You've got a pretty much non-zero chance of summoning a warden when you do this race. Like, there's almost no chance you're not going to summon a warden. Or several. The thing is you can outrun them, and you can just get stuck on the track they might get you. You're absolutely not allowed to race this race with any gear on, because you probably may lose it somewhere on the track if you keep your gear on you. Let's see if we can't find any darkness-causing big jerk faces. See, the darkness effect when it comes into play is also really, really terrible. I'm stuck right there next to that one, and that does summon a warden. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I cannot see anything. I cannot see. Oh, my goodness gracious. This is so terrifying. When you can't see, like, the lights are straight up gone. Oh, my God. I haven't seen any of the wardens yet, so I don't think they're on the tracks. I think they're stuck off of them, but they can still blast you through walls with their sonic beam, so... Ugh. Oh, we summoned another one. Jeez, there's like 3 or 4 wardens we've summoned in already. So, of course, no sonic blasts or anything like that yet, which is making me very happy. I was really hoping oh, jeez, got stuck up there. Now, obviously, like, this is going to be like those racetracks, like, it's going to take time to learn. Like, you got to take time to practice your drifting in and around the corners of the racetrack. Make sure you're going in the right direction. See, he just despawned. Uh-oh. I got to figure out what to do about that. That's not something that can happen. Let's do a take 2 here. There's a lot of wardens being unborn. Yeah, so that corner there, because of the flames there in the corner, it can actually burn up and destroy your boat. Now I need another bamboo raft over here, too. If you get stuck in that corner, I've actually had that happen during testing, and I forgot about it. So, yep, we got to fix that up. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the flames right out of that corner, and we're just going to put in some fences or something like that. Hold, please. I think, once again, we are ready to go. I think the track has been cleared of wardens. I kind of tried to fly around to make sure they were all taken care of. Yeah, but when you run into that corner like that, and that happened during testing too, and I'm mad I forgot about it. But at any rate, that first corner's tough. You can't drift too. You got to drift pretty close to that around that corner. You got to try to not go too hard there. Oh, I'm stuck. That's the wrong thing to get stuck by. And I want to try to avoid that shrieker over there that's going to summon the warden. But that's tight turning, though, if you try to go through that. It's going to be really, really tight. And with the darkness effect, if you get stuck on some blocks, you get twisted and turned around, you don't know where you are. Like that, you get stuck. We summoned another warden down there. I don't like it. Taking the highway around there with all the blue ice up in the top part there, and then bam, we're right down here, zooming down through our tunnel. Love this tunnel. I really do love. This is like the final edition that I really needed to get tapped in here. That is going to be rough because you are going to run into them straight on the track. They're going to be right on the track and you're not going to be able to avoid them. You just have to know where they are. The darkness effect is real, y'all. Like, you can't see anything, man. The problem is... Ooh, God, that sounded close. There are areas where wardens can spawn like that you can't avoid. Some of them you can. Some of you can avoid the shrieker altogether, but a lot of them you can't. A lot of them you just don't have a choice, but you're racing in this complete darkness, this complete sensory deprivation. You've got skulk shriekers going off all around you. You're constantly hearing the warden sniffing. You're hearing the heart beating, and you've got all this stuff going on. This is what I was really hoping for. Final lap coming in here. I think 3 laps is probably enough on this. I don't think we need to really go too crazy. So you're going to have to basically get stuck for one of them to really... Oh, no. Oh, God. That almost was it right there. And man, that is such tight turning there. That's such rough sledding right there. So many wardens out right now, it's ridiculous. Cannot even possibly try to avoid them. We just skeeted by one right there. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez, come on. No. See, going that longer way, it seems deceptive. Like the track is wider there, but it seems like it might be really, really cool. But yeah, we zoom through here, we zoom through the final thing here, and then that's our finish line right there. We cross the finish line. I think what it takes is, I think it takes a deft hand of not just... In there, he just despawned. I think what you have to do is you have to not just floor the gas through the racetrack, because it's a very, very tight, turny, twisty-turny kind of racetrack. Like, you can't just go through it and just start slamming on the gas, because there's a lot of tight turns, and especially in the darkness, when you have the darkness effect, you really cannot see where you're going. It can be really, really, really scary. So I'm super, super proud of this build. I'm really, really happy with it. It came out pretty much exactly the way that I envisioned it. You know, I wanted shriekers going off. I wanted you to hear skulk sensors constantly being activated, and I wanted you to have the real threat of the warden to deal with. I think the warden is a scary threat in that, you know, you can get sonic blasted if you get stuck somewhere and the warden sniffs you out. But more so, I think the worst part about it is the sensory deprivation. You're going to be hit with that darkness effect a lot. That darkness effect is going to take its toll on you. Yeah, we had another one digging back in. The good thing about the racetrack is if the warden is separated from you by like these walls and stuff, they cannot get to you, which is really, really nice. I don't think you can activate this one. That's the one that summons the warden right there. I don't think you can activate it on this side unless you're really close to the glass. And see, I fixed this corner here. That's what we did with that one there. And then we swing further. Take our corner here. We come out. I don't know if we can avoid setting it off over here. So we're going to tiptoe. We've definitely got another warden, or we've got several more loose somewhere in the ancient city. So that's kind of the thing. After every race, like, I'm going to have to go around and like, you have to reset it and like get all the wardens gone. So like, it's kind of going to be like a quick one-time race. I don't know where you are, but he's close. Okay, and there he goes. He dug back in. Okay. He dug back in. I don't think you can set this one off if you come over this way either, because that's the one over there, but we might as well tiptoe anyway, just in case. We come through over here. And yeah, he dug his way back in. Yeah, that's good. That's good, good. I wanted it more for the darkness effect. I'm kind of glad that that's how it's working out. You have to tiptoe through here. The skulk sensors to activate this shrieker that's right here are underneath the ice. You cannot help but set this one off. There are some where I wanted it to be like very obvious. There's also another skulk shrieker over there that you can also set off if you're close enough to the wall, but it's kind of a tight fit anyway, and you're on a boat which does not have the best control. So it can be a little rough. This one you can see is really rough because it's in the middle of the track, so it's tough to avoid. And then you've got this one right here as you're trying to drift through the corner there. Bam, you hit that one, you're slowed right down. And I kind of did that on purpose because I wanted it to be tricky with the warden being able to spawn right there. I just don't want to summon in any more wardens. I'd rather make sure that we get done with our walkthrough of the track here, make sure all of them are gone. That's the last one over there on the other side of that fire. You can see there's the little wool campsite that's part of the original ancient city design. It's just right over there. Oh, man, you guys are going to have to let me know what you think of the Warden Grand Prix, the racetrack in the ancient city, now complete, now absolutely finished. So now we turn our attention to finishing. I just noticed that there was a torch up there. Have to go remove that. Yeah, we now turn our attention to our big race pavilion. I'm so proud of this tunnel, too. I love this. This was kind of the sticking point for me for a long time. I was like, how am I going to build this? What do I want to put in here? I wanted to introduce a little bit of warmth, which is why we have the wood tones in here. But you still have, you know, the blue of the ice, obviously the blue and green in the skulk. It's obviously still very thematic. It's still on brand, but you know, you've got the wood in here to kind of warm things up, and there's a lot of light in here. So it actually feels... It feels a little safer almost, doesn't it? Like it feels almost like just a little bit safer than the normal racetrack does. And of course, now we get back around here, boom, and we'll eat ourselves a little carrot. So yeah, this is where our big, beautiful race pavilion is going to go here. It's going to go over the top of this part of the track, even maybe. Haven't decided 100% yet, but of course, that's going to be where you are going to be able to enter out onto the track through here. This is just temporarily here, just to complete the look of the design. This is where you're going to come through out onto the racetrack and out here, of course, obviously to the starting grid. And, you know, people like players, if I get other people on the realm that want to play this or whatever, or want to, you know, come on and do a test race or something like that, you're going to be able to bring your own boat. You know, bring yourself a brand new cherry blossom boat. Bring a boat with a chest if you'd rather, you know, make sure that you don't pick up any hitchhikers. Although you should not run into any hostile mobs anywhere on the track except for a couple places, annoyingly, because I tried really well to light up all the caves. There's like mine shafts and caves and all sorts of stuff above me. Tried to light it up really, really well, but I don't think I got 100% of it because sometimes Enderman will still teleport down here, but I don't see any other mobs aside from Enderman ever. So I think I got most of them. But yeah, you make your way out here onto the starting grid, you grab yourself a boat, and I really think the fun of this, I really think, would be with multiple people. I really, really do think a lot of people would really check this out and have a lot of fun with it. So hey, if you just want like the world download, like if you just like to check this out, please let me know. I would love to hook you up with it. Or if you want to come on here onto my realm, Tritoncraft is now a realm again. I've actually started it back up as a realm, so other people can join me and we can race against the Warden and the Sonic Shrieking and the Blasting together. But in the meantime, that is going to do it for another episode here from Tritoncraft. When we come back next time, we're going to be doing fun stuff. Race Pavilion, and probably checking out some of the cool stuff we've picked up so far from the 1.20 advancement, release, update, whatever you want to call it. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, smash it, and leave a comment down below. That really, really does help me out when you engage with the content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.